let's talk hunting first. Because did you grow up hunting? Is it something that your family did, or was it just something that post-military?
Yeah, it was post-military. Yeah, I mean, I grew up like dove hunting down in Brownsville because that was like the cheapest thing that you could do down there.
Right.
So we had friends that, their dad would be like, if you come help me fucking work the cattle and do this, then we'll give you access to come shoot dove. Cool. But not really hunted anything. I think I shot my first like deer when I was like 22. And after the injury, 22, 23, I can't remember. And that's when I really started hunting. It was then, and then it was just fucking,
hooked.
yeah,
Were you
man,
hooked?
yeah, dude, yeah. I mean, like
full-blown addict.
Yeah, dude, yeah. And then I got to the point where like, I was shooting animals like 600-700 yards with rifles, and I was like, man, this is getting too easy. And then I got introduced into bow hunting, and then I was like, this is awesome. And it was awesome but frustrating. I'm like, why the fuck is my arrow going that way? And then these two are over here, and trying to figure all that out. And then just having, friends like the guys at Archery Country. Tyler's
awesome.
Dude, Tyler's the one that got me hooked. So I lived in Austin at the time. And I went to Archery Country because my buddy Matt Pearson was like, dude, you need to come, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, look, man, my hands are pretty fucked up. Like, I don't want to hurt somebody in the range. And Tyler's like, come after hours. I'll close the whole shop. You can shoot. And so he gave me this fucking Kit's bow. It was a little Matthews Mission. And I was like, cool. And so he gives it to me. It's like 30 pounds. I pull back. I let it go. And he was like, cool, let's dial you in. And so we started working on this Kit's bow with his fucking rinky-dinky sight. And I started getting good at it. Next thing you know, he was increasing my draw to the highs that bow went, which was like 55 pounds.
Yeah.
Which he's like, you can kill anything in North America with that much. And I was like, okay. And so just kept practicing it, and I got hooked. And I was like, I want to be good. I want to be good. I want to be good. And Tyler was like, dude, you're ready to go on a hunt, bro, whenever you want to. And I was like, all right. And things just, aligned. A buddy of mine calls me, has this ranch, and he goes, hey, we bought like 4 or 5 bison for this one friend of ours who's, was going to, I don't know what the hell the guy was going to do with it. His wife got sick and she could no longer eat meat. Something happened, but she went full on vegan, and they didn't want the bison anymore. And my buddy's like, just give me what I have into it for feed, and you can come shoot one. And I was like, can I bring my bow? And he's like, yeah, good luck. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, this is 1,500 acres. They're anywhere. And I was like, I can do it. And he goes, cool. And I went out the first day and got my ass handed to me. Like, I don't even remember how many fucking miles I walked, but I got my ass handed to me. I didn't know how to fucking stalk. Like, I was like, this is fucking.
You're just wandering around looking for a bison.
Oh, I saw them and they fucking took off, and I'm like, what the fuck? I was quiet, but the wind was in my face and they can pick up my scent. I was like, son of a bitch. And so went home that day and I was like, all right, can't fail. So fucking looked up YouTube videos on, how to bow hunt and all that. Got dialed in.
So you're out there by yourself?
Yeah. He just let me go.
Well, what were you going to do once you killed it?
Well, I was going to call them. They were going to come help me. Yeah. So I finally spot him, and he had told me which bull to kill. And so I fucking draw back, and he's like, I'm going to come with you. And I was like, all right. And so he got it on film, and I fucking shoot this fucking bison. And dude, I immediately felt the adrenaline that I used to get in combat.
Yeah.
It was like, whoa. And then I was like, so pumped that fucking, like, that whole day. I was like, I could take over the world. Like, and it was so fucking awesome. And then I got to bring that meat home, and that's what we were eating. And I was like, I'm fucking hooked. I was like, I'm hooked. So yeah, that was kind of it. It was post-military where I started hunting. And now, man, I'm like, you ever seen those vans that kidnap kids to say free candy? Like, if people put one that says free hunt, I'm fucking in there. Yeah. Like, take me with you. Where are we going? That's how Lane gets me to do shit. He's like, hey, we're gonna go hunt over here. I'm like, all right, I'll go.
Well, yeah, this fucking guy Lane, he's always setting me up with some shit. We went on in British Columbia to do a goat hunt this year, and it was fucking unbelievable.
Yeah,
like, we did not want to leave because it was just so beautiful.
Yeah. I did a bear hunt in Canada with the rivets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got to go up there. That's actually where I proposed to my wife.
Oh fuck.
We went to Banff National Park, and she pretty much plan her engagement. My whole plan, and this is just the fucking guy in me, was like, I'm gonna shoot this fucking bear with my bow, and I'm gonna turn around and fucking ask her to marry me. And in my head it made sense. I was like, fuck yeah, it's a great fucking story. And she's like, hey, we're gonna be here for a couple extra days. Like, do you want to go? She loves going to national parks. Like, that's her fucking thing. She's been to California, all these places to go see these parks. And she shows me what Banff is, and I start seeing them. There's this place called Lake Louise. And I'm like, man, that is fucking gorgeous. And so I was like, I'm not doing that here. I'm going to do it there. And so we go there, and she was not expecting it. Like, we had a conversation before we flew out to Canada about, I was like, I want to buy a house. Let's buy a house, honey. Like, it's the right time. She's like, I'm not buying a house with anybody unless we're married. And I told her, and I had been engaged before that, like, you know, you go through your mistakes and all that shit. And I had dated somebody really fucking horrible that I thought was the one. And it kind of like ruined it for me. And so I never really wanted to get married. But when I met my wife, I knew that I wanted to marry her. But I told her to throw her off. Like, I don't know if I ever want to get married. And dude, it was like, I think I broke her heart a little that day. And I feel like such a piece of shit, but I was trying to throw her off the tracks because I'm like, I'm not going to tell you. And so we're on Lake Louise, and she's just looking out and out into the lake. And the tour guide that we paid to go on, it was another family from North Carolina, super sweet people. And I look at the lady, I was like, can you film this? Like, I'm about to do something. And I show her the box. She's like, yes. And takes my phone. I go up to her, and like I touch her, and I was like, and I hugged her, and I was like, I love you, right? And like, you mean the world to me. And she's like, I know. And then I just pushed her off, and I got on one knee, and she's like, no. And I was like, so every time I'm like, she technically said no, but, and so we got engaged, and we had a fucking time. It was gorgeous, man. Canada is, it's fucking gorgeous.
That's why we should just take it.
I think so. Yeah. Because it holds a very, very special place in my heart. I was like, and I still can't, now that I look back at it, I can't believe I proposed to her in another fucking country.
It's like, crazy, right?
Yeah. I'm like, son of a bitch.
It's just like, you're so lucky to have found some. I always say that the most important decision you're going to make in life is who you choose as a partner.
Yep.
And it sounds like you found
man, she's such a loving, caring person, man. Looks out for everybody. Does a lot for a lot of people. I mean, does a lot for me. Keeps me in a fucking.
She could have bailed on you early,
dude. I mean, bro,
most women probably would have.
I mean, less than 3 months into dating, and I'm having my leg amputated, and she's having to take care of me, and she's like. And it's not like I'm a fucking easy person. I'm a very fucking wounded fucking person. Like, is this really what you want to get into? And like, she did. And so I was like, yeah, this is definitely it right here. Like, because up until that point, like, I had dated these girls who I thought were like it for me, right? And it was because they were fucking good looking and they had all this shit going on, but no fucking career, nothing to drive them, none of that shit. It was just, I was chasing a fucking chick that was not good for me.
Yeah.
And here comes my wife. She's fucking hot, has a career, is very fucking driven, like cares about people, like everything that you look for in a person, right? And I was like, holy fuck, like, and she's interested in me. Like, this is kind of fucking crazy. Like, okay, cool. And so that's the advice I give these guys nowadays. I'm like, look, stop chasing the fucking hot girl that you think is just because she looks fucking hot in a picture that it's gonna be the one for you. I was like, there is beautiful women out there that have a lot going on for them, that are going to take care of you, that are going to fucking want you to succeed, that are going to drive you, that are going to motivate you. They're out there. But, you're not going to find them on a fucking OnlyFans page or on the fucking internet.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Like that. No, bro. Like, take your time. Don't jump at one thing right off the bat. Like, make sure that person has the same goals as you, is driven the same as you, has the same believes as you, and that's all that matters. And so I was very lucky to find her.
Yeah, man, I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you found her.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's just phenomenal to hear that.
Yep.
So when did you decide, hey, I'm gonna start filming my hunts?
Dude, it was out of a whim, dude. It was just I was watching some of these videos, and I'm like, man, these guys are fucking idiots. They don't know what they're doing. I can do it better, type deal thing.
Yeah.
And it honestly started more with powerlifting before any of that. Like, I went back home to Brownsville. I was hanging out with the same fucking crew that I was hanging out with in high school and all that. People just drinking, partying, guys that were still living at their mom's house, didn't really have a fucking job, had kids. with different women and fucking had child support, but never could pay their child support where they were out partying. And I caught myself and I was like, man, do I really want to waste my life doing this shit? Like, no. And so my buddy Rod, who runs a gym down there called Hard Knocks, invited me to come see a strongman competition. And I was like, cool. So I went and, I walked in there like, oh, this is stupid. And watching these guys, I was like, fuck, I got motivated. I was like, this is fucking cool. So I was like, hey, man, when do you guys have classes? Like, we're back starting on Monday. We're going to be deadlifting. You should come. And like the whole weekend, I'm like, man, I don't know if I can deadlift. I'm like, fuck. And so I walked in there, just kind of shy. And he's like, dude, come on, let's deadlift. And I was like, cool. So, one plate, I'm like, I can do this. 2 plates, I was like, 3 plates started getting hard. And he goes, hold on, bring some straps. He straps me into the bar, fucking deadlift 315. I was like, put another 45. I think I can do it. I deadlifted like 405 the first day, walking to the gym, never fucking nothing. And he's looking at me and I was like, everybody's just kind of like, what the fuck? And I was like, I can go heavier. I was like, is that okay? And he's like, are you fucking, he's like, I've been training some of these guys for a while. And they can't do that. And I was like, so is that good? He goes, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking good.
So the fucking iron bug bit me, dude. And I got into powerlifting really into it. And next thing you know, I set a goal for myself. I was like, I want to deadlift 700 pounds and I want to bench 500. And ended up doing it. And that's kind of how I started. My whole social media started growing because I had guys like, Eddie Cohen was reaching out. Ed Conan, dude, reached out to me.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? Like the GOAT, and he's like, what do you need? I'll help you. I love what you're doing. And I was like, what the fuck? Brandon Lilly started coaching me. Like, fucking West Side Barbell.
Yeah.
Fucking, I was like, I looked up to the dude and he became a fucking great friend. He's a really good friend of mine. And so like they started doing it. And then I met Bert from Sornex and his dad. And I mean, there's videos of me deadlifting with Pops and everything, shout out to Pops. We miss you. But went out there, dude, I was fucking deadlifting. When I had my leg amputated, I think I went back over there like 7 months after I had my leg amputated and deadlifted 600 pounds.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I was like, I was so fucking dude, I was so pumped. And so got it down and I was like, everybody's just like, what the so that was kind of like what started opening doors for me was that. And then I started filming me going to the range and shooting and talking and telling people like, this is how I shoot because of my hands, but you should do this grip, little things like that. Started filming hunting stuff. Luke was like, hey, come to the Badlands show. I got a ticket for you. And I was like, what the fuck is Badlands show? I was like, what is that? He goes, it's all these films. And Lane, that's the year you won it, right? Lane was sitting right behind me while his fucking film was going on. I was like, yo, that is such a fucking cool film. I'm like, that's the best one. And he was right behind me. He's like, I filmed that. I was like, get the fuck out of here. And he goes, yeah. And then we like fucking became friends and started chatting. And then like, he's like, you should come hunt here. And then we ended up hunting together in Colorado, and right outside of Rifle, right? Yeah, I drove from Texas all the way up here just because of that. I was like, fuck yeah. And dude, and then that just got me fucking hooked. He started filming a bunch of my hunts. We started going all over the place. And then just because of it, dude, I've met so many amazing people like Aaron Schneider, we were just talking about earlier. I'm probably gonna forget Josh Smith, everybody, dude, you can think of like, because of that, it's opened up so many doors for me. And it's just been so amazing because, you typically always hear people like, oh, you don't want to go hunting. It's only for fucking white people and all this shit. And like, ugh. And it's just like
rednecks.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, every fucking camp that I've been to, whether it's duck camp, deer camp, elk camp, whatever the fuck camp it is, I've always been treated great with the same respect, everything. And some of my best friends have come out of from hunting. And I'm like, what is this mentality of it's only reserved for just these people? Like, no, it's not. Not at all.
It's literally for
everybody. And then I was like, I'm going to make it my mission that I want to make sure that every little fucking Mexican kid out there or black kid or whoever it is sees that they can do this and go have fun and enjoy the outdoors because it's such a beautiful thing. When I, walking some of these fucking mountains that Lane will fucking make me hike on one fucking leg. And we were up there and it's just breathing, or not even breathing because I was fucking dying of elevation, but just experiencing that and being out there just with my bow, and seeing this beautiful creation that God has given us. and gathering my thoughts. And I've said this multiple times, like when you're walking up a fucking mountain with your bow, you really get to know your person. Like you get to know yourself, because there's been times where I'm walking those fucking mountains and I'm like, am I being a good husband? Am I a good friend? Am I a good person? If I die right now, am I going to heaven? Like, could I do better things? And you can go down a really bad fucking hole asking yourself those questions, or you can come off that mountain and be like, I need to make some changes in my life.
Yeah.
And that's what it's done for me. And it's clear in my head. And it's just, I always tell people, take the time. Even if you're not hunting, go fucking hike.
Just be out there.
Yeah, enjoy Mother Nature, because it's a beautiful fucking drug.